Looks like we get to make the 1/1 Mirrex that'll save this game. Hey Dragonauts, Astralsflame here, tapping out to talk about Esper Control by Johhny Hobbs today. Just like how you should tap that subscribe button down below to stay updated on all the decks for the standard meta, because about 87% of you aren't. So, interaction, card advantage, value. The definition of Esper Control, and I think Johhny has hit that to a T in this list. The amount of interaction hits so many different types of spells, it's not even funny. And I love the selection that's going on here. Let's take a quick look at the counterspell package that Johhny's got. First off, Make Disappears, great all-around counterspell. Disdainful Stroke, fantastic for hitting 4 and above. Negate, non-creatures, big fan. And Dissipate as well. Getting that counterspell and then actually exiling the spell, which can be very strong when you're trying to target either creatures that the opponent may want to recur, or when it's something with flashback in the name as well. So very good selection here. I'm also a big fan of how the creature removal is targeted here between cutdowns, Go for the Throats, and Sheoldred's Edict. Edict especially being very strong in the main. So if you're up against, say, Control in game 1, Edict is not entirely a dead card. It is something you can still use for Planeswalker removal. So between counterspells and creature removal, fantastic slot, and then we're also able to target non-land permanents in the form of Voidrend, which is just fantastic, right? This spell can't be countered. Your opponent can't use counterspells, but if you are trying to hit something with a ward on it, Voidrend still will not be stopped by the ward mechanic, so it can get rid of Trespassers without forcing your discard. It can get rid of Raffine without you making that pay 1. And just having the ability, again, to target any non-land permanent is huge. You've got a great selection here of targeting anything we need. In addition to that, we're not even done on the removal. Like, the deck is just full of it. We're playing 4 Wandering Emperors, getting that exile still in a removal, taking out creatures, or, making a 2/2 Samurai that we can start pushing attacks in with, or even just having up as an efficient blocker. Sunfall effectively removing the entire board and giving us an incubation token to use when we need. And if the entire board is a problem, but our Wandering Emperor needs to stick around, well, say sayonara, farewell is going to come in too. The deck does not lack in any way to interact with what's going on. And that is the huge advantage to this Esper Control list. Let's chat the card advantage though, the extra generation we get in, because hand size is important. We want to maximize what we've got going on, especially with Control. We don't want to use our resources too fast. We don't want to hold them back though, and we want to keep a plethora of answers. And I gotta say, I'm a big fan of the early kind of package we've got. It's a 4 Memory Deluge package to set 2 cards in. Memory Deluge is a great card to play around Sheoldred in the current meta, right? You're not drawing the cards, you're putting them into your hand, and you get your selection choice of it. So on the first cast, you'll get to grab 2 from the top 4 cards, and if you do the flashback, you'll get to grab 2 from the top 7. Basically finding the answer you need in that selection of cards. I'm a big fan of this, and seeing it in Esper Control makes perfect sense. Further to that, we've got Silver Scrutiny as a 1-of. We can 2x is 3 or less to play at instant speed, but otherwise, if our opponent is tapped out and we just need a good fresh hand, Silver Scrutiny is a great refill mechanic to add that back in. Celestis is some recurring advantage over the course of the game. Mix in a little bit of life gain with filtering dead lands we don't need in hand, or maybe some cutdowns we may not need. Just discard that, draw a new card, you'll filter through your deck and keep your answers rolling. Last of that too, Sunset Revelry. All around great 2-mana spell. Either a little bit of life gain, or getting 2 1/1s, or drawing a card. If your opponent's got you ahead in life, creatures, and cards, well, you get all 3. And for 2 mana, that's kind of insane. So perfect answer for when you're behind and coming back in. So combining the interaction with the card advantage really brings the value aspect of this deck together, and that's where it succeeds. And usually Control will try to do that, right? Control wins by valuing the game, having the interaction and removals, and just having a good plan fleshed out. But it doesn't stop there. Honestly, when I get looking at the sideboard here for Johhny's list, I'm a huge fan of what we can substitute in here, especially starting off with Chrome Host Seed Shark. Incubation tokens are a great interaction piece to have rolling, And being able to cast non-creature spells to build up an incubator army is actually kind of insane. Seed Shark can push a game when you're up against other control or mid-range decks and keep the flow of the game in your favor. So while you're answering your opponent's creatures, you're further developing tokens that you can animate on your own. Go. Huge fan of this. But I want to jump back to the main board because I'm almost done with that. The last bit of the main board, speaking on that value side, I'm a big fan of Mirrex's in this list. Mirrex in any deck in general. Having the effective ability to make a 1/1 on end step and start pushing in a single point of damage is nice. What's great about the Mirrex though is the fact that the little mite has toxic. So 10 mites altogether is all it's going to take to make your opponent lose the game. In a control or mid-range matchup, when the boards are clear, Mirrex is a great way to push this in. Now, jumping back to the sideboard, I'll run through this really quick. What is our game plan with Johhny's list if we're up against control? Well, first off, you already heard me mention Chromos Seed Shark. Fantastic and absolutely great. We've got Negates and Disdainful Strokes, so we can answer some of the big spells if they're a breach. The multiverse middle list, we can negate their planeswalkers or board clears. Because we're in black, we get to play Duress, Hand Disruption at its premium. When you're up against mid-range, well, Seed Sharks can come on in. Sheoldred the Apocalypse, also going to be fantastic. You can start using your card draw to your advantage for life total, really putting pressure on your opponent as they try to dig. And Siphon Insight, also really good as well, stealing some of their cards and disrupting their flow of draws. When we get into the aggro matchup, Sunset Revelries, temporary lockdowns. Need I say more? A little bit of life gain, a little bit of removal, and pair that with your already plethora of removals on the list. I don't think aggro's really going to give you much trouble. But Dragonauts, that is Esper controlled by Johhny Hobbs. Please check out the game. 2 lands into a Sunset Revelry. If I hit an untapped land, Revelry could be really good. Don't have black for Go for the Throat. I do have Celestis and Sunfall and Farewell, which are fantastic in the later game. I think we keep. Opponent's on the play, right? We get a couple draw. Oh, no, I'm on the play. Well, there we go. I punted already. Not surprising. Oh, never mind. I'm never punished. It worked out. See, I knew this was going to happen, chat. And I'm going to go for... do I want a Revelry here? Not really. Like, the card draw would be alright, but I'd rather maximize it as best I can. So we'll just go in for Celestis here. Opponent playing Dimir. Looking like straight Dimir, so that is a tenacious underdog coming in. We are definitely going to love sunfalling that. I'm just kind of happy playing in some lands here, passing the turn and making it nighttime. Getting in that Celestis trigger so we can draw a card. Wandering Emperor. I really want to keep the Emperor. I like my Go for the Throat and my Void Rend. I may actually get rid of Sunset Revelry because we have Celestis up and going. No, it's an Elf Ball. Ooh, okay. I mean, hey, Elf Ball is pretty good. Attacking in. All right, we're just going to go for the Wandering Emperor here. If we get a Make Disappear on this, I can accept that. It's not the greatest, but it does take out. All right, DB's cover up. That's perfectly fine too. And we'll pop in a Raffine's Tower and just pass the turnover. I wonder if this is the Dimir mid-range list. Maybe opponent just doesn't have like all the lands to form in here. Attacks again. I'm just going to go to 15 here. Not really in danger. Playing in a Graveyard Trespasser. Now, Trespasser is something that I would consider Void Rending, especially because it gets around the ward. So, like, I don't even have to... Right? It's just an easy way to get around ward. Alright, Dissipate's kind of nice. Farewelling here doesn't feel like it's anything I want. So I'm just happy to pass the turn. We can Dissipate something that the opponent's got going on. We'll take the damage, go down to 12. Like, at any point I can go for the Throat Theft, but... Looks like we're just kind of looking for some value. I could Celeste this for 3 and hold up 2 mana. I kind of like that, actually. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We'll heal a life and get to draw a card. Edict's kind of nice here. You know what? Let's get rid of Go for the Throat. I wouldn't have mind seeing a land, but that's okay. We'll say pass and send it over to the opponent's turn. Trigger it back to nighttime. Get to draw again. Another Void Rend. Alright, Siphon Insight I'll send to the graveyard. We can just flash that back. Found out we had Landward Tribe. Oh, with Gwenna, yeah. Alright, so they're going to attempt to hit me back in for 3. Let's go ahead and Edict here. We're going to force the sacrifice. Alright, sacrifice is effective. Hey, what's going on, Booby? How you doing? I mean, Fet. Mari, your Twitch stream is still something else, my friend. How you doing, Fet? What's going on? How is your Monday? How you been? How is Lee doing? How is life going? I gotta make my way out to visit you both. I'm working on it. I don't think we're gonna want cut down here. We're just gonna pass the turn on that. Say next and ship it back over. Got 3 mana open where I can do a lot of things. Make Disappear, also not really going to do anything here. I'm sorry. No, you're good. You're good. Don't worry about it. All right. Well, I'm still missing land drops here. But you know what? I'm going to just ship it back to the opponent here. Maybe opponent's jamming some counter spells in hand, is worried what I've got going on. Let's go ahead and get that Siphon Insight ready. And see what we can steal from the opponent here. Urtai Resurrected. You know what? I kind of like getting rid of Urtai, so let's go for a Dissipate on Urtai here. Too many weddings? Oh, jeez. I mean, it is that time of year, you know? Summer weddings are a very, very popular thing, so I can't say I'm too surprised. Devious Cover-Up. Sure. Okay. Well, we blew a decent chunk of counterspell from the opponent. I get to draw a card here, and I'm just going to go for a cut down. Get rid of Urtai. Right? Opponent doesn't have any responses, which is kind of great for us. I don't think Sunfall is going to be as amazing as I thought it was going to start. So I'm going to go for a main phase Memory Deluge, right? Opponent completely tapped out. Let's grab a Wandering Emperor and a Mirrex. And let's cast in Mirrex. We'll then kick the turn over. Because I can start making 1/1s with the Mirrex to aim down the opponent. Tenacious Underdog actually feels like a fine Dissipate target. Hey, Go-Go, what's going on, friend? How you doing tonight? Welcome on in. Happy Monday. Remember not to plan anything. I remember, Fet. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I remember. May 4th next year is set aside strictly for you. Gonna double Siphon Insight me. I'm at 34 to 46, so I am losing in the mill game at the moment. But there could be worse things happening in my life. I'll just go ahead and play that in the amount of mana I have. Let's go ahead and Celeste. I don't really need the Darkslick Shores. So let's get a bit more value. We'll discard the Darkslick Shores. We'll say next and pass the turn. As long as the force permits. And that's basically it there. That's basically it. They're probably going to eat my Memory Deluge. You're gonna eat, yeah, there it is. Unfortunately, like, I can't do anything, I just don't have the mana, right? So we'll let that resolve, that's fine. Do you have viewer battle days? Sometimes, Go-Go. Occasionally I did that on Fridays. At present, we've not done it for a couple weeks. I've been looking more into viewer deck building as kind of the main thing that we've been conducting. We're gonna let that resolve. Can't be countered, so we're going to decline. We're going to get rid of Trespasser again. Let's go ahead and punch in for 1 and get them onto 1 toxic. And then pass the turn. I want to hold back Raffine's Tower. That is going to let me cycle for some card draw. They are going to Silver Scrutiny here. I'm not a big fan of that. The fact they took my 1 Scrutiny, but there's nothing I can really do about it. So, a little unfortunate in Siphon Insight doing that. Tenacious Underdog coming back in. That is A-okay. I'm really liking that. Let's go ahead and make a Mighty Might. And I'm going to go for Cut Down. We're going to take out the Tenacious Underdog here. Opponent going to Infernal Grasp Might. Time must be desperate to Infernal Grasp a 1/1. But that's fine. Got them to do 2 spells, so we do get to take advantage of the draw here, and Darkslick Shores is definitely going to go to the bin. Another Sunfall. Yeah, not really what I'm looking for, but that's alright. We'll push in for 1 again, get them up to 2 toxic. Down to 18, and then pass the turn once again. Go, how is your Monday going today? Deluge, you say? Alright, I might try to cycle because they stole my Memory Deluge. I unfortunately did not hit what I was looking for. Man, stealing my Silver Scrutiny and a Memory Deluge. That Siphon Insight from the opponent, really good. Let's take that action again and draw Eiganjo. Nah, you're going to go to the bin. At this point, Farewell might be something we discard. But you're going to Cruelty of Gix me. All right, sure. That is A-okay. I'm going to lose a Wandering Emperor here, so there's not much point to me flying in one just to lose the other. Instead, I can watch what they do if they try to play. Oh, they're just going to play in a Trespasser? Oh, that's fine. Trespasser is going to eat my Memory Deluge in the graveyard, unfortunately. So, that kind of stinks there. Really getting annoying from the opponent here. Yeah, going to lose my Memory Deluge once again. And they stole my other one. Let's just go ahead and make in a Might here. I might just use the Sunfall. See what we get. Adarkar Wastes, not really what I'm looking for. And Otawara is kind of interesting. Potentially I could do something with a Trespasser to bounce it. Now they're going to get to tutor up any card from their library with that Cruelty of Gix. So that comes in to be a problem if they're running Breach the Multiverse. I don't have a current counterspell answer for that, so we're probably going to have to go for the Celestis here. Take that action. Make Disappear. Actually kind of helps. We'll discard Otawara. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Trist? How you doing tonight? Welcome on in, friend. Happy Monday. All right, we'll pass the turn there. They're going to go down to 15 here. How many cards I got left? 23? Yeah. Sween, Tenacious. I haven't seen any Shellies. I might have thought this was like Dimir mid-range, but I could easily be wrong on this. It's definitely Dimir. But I still just got Sunfall and Farewell and sitting in hand. There's a Gixis command. Alright. So even if I sacrifice a creature... Yeah, it doesn't even matter if I try to sacrifice a creature. And they get to return to... You know what? This probably is Dimir midrange upon seeing that. And they get back an Urtai and a Graveyard Trespasser. Really not what I'm looking to run in against here. I think what I have to do is flash in the Wandering Emperor. Get them to play out their Urtai. Just fine. You were with your nephew, Mr. Trist? That's awesome. Way to go. That sounds like a good day. My day's been okay. Work was pretty good. Just kind of hanging out right now, playing some Magic, trying out some of the meta decks from the Standard Challenge this weekend. And they got the devious cover up, and I am officially just tapped out. That blows. Yeah, every which way I've tried to conduct something here, the opponents just kind of had the upper hand. I don't know that I really have an advantageous way to take back this game. I think maybe I have to just poke in here and then pass the turn. I mean, they're at 4. Maybe it's not quite over yet. Yeah, I got 21 cards left. They're going to get a critter back. Let's go ahead and Celestis again. Okay, Negate's pretty useful, actually. And then, you know what? We'll pass the turn over. So I don't have any creature. They're going to get their Tenacious Underdog back in the bin. That's fine. Sounds sweet? Yeah, it's been all right, Mr. Triss, so far. It's been all right. Opponent is going to attack for 6, eat a couple more cards. We're going to go to 12 here. Still think that's fine. They're probably not going to commit anything on board. I need a way to answer that Urtai, though. That has to be something that's got to happen. So let's poke in for 3 Toxic here. Opponent just taking it. All right, you know what? Fine. If you're just going to take it, I mean, who am I to stop you? Right? Let's take that action, heal to 14. We'll kick the Underground River away. And I will just pass the turn. Urtai gonna come on in. No worries for me. I'm gonna get another life here. Take that action again. Discard Raffine's Tower. So opponent only has 12, not quite lethal on board. I can potentially live at 2 here, forcing them to have to keep back a blocker or 2. And they played an Urtai, right? How about a no on that Grixis command? That seems kind of nice, right? Just say no on Grixis command? Yeah. Yeah, just say no on Grixis command. Going for that all-out attack. All right, if you wish. I have no creatures, opponent, and this is most assuredly not lethal. I end up stabilizing it 2 here. They're going to play in a Graveyard Trespasser. That is A-okay. I'll let that go. That's fine. There's still no creatures to eat. I'm still alive at 2. They're going to go for another Trespasser here. Unfortunately, I do just have the Make disappear. But you know what? I'm going to let that Trespasser come into play. Sure, you know what? Play the Trespasser, eat a few more things. A-okay by me. The reason is, if I happen to top deck a removal against the opponent, they are tapped out here, right? If I can just answer one of those Trespassers, I'm in a great spot to just poke them in for damage here. So let's just go ahead and make it nighttime once again. We'll take that action. That's just another land, unfortunately, but that's all right. Cast this in. We're going to poke in. This will put them up to 9 Toxic. And thankfully here, the opponent is all nicely fully tapped out, which makes this Sunfall even more juicy. And we've got a great 7/7 sitting at 4 life, looking a-okay. Going for a Breach the Multiverse is not going to end me, so that's a benefit. It does put my Mull plan down just a little bit. Would have been nice if we still had a counterspell, but they're going to get a Johhny. think I'm still fine with that, actually. Yeah, I'm still fine with that. I got 4 cards left, so we got a chance here. We've got a chance. Disdainful Stroke, kind of handy. I just need to be able to live for a potential turn. Now, if I attack in and take out the Johhny, does that do what I want? There's not really a creature that they can bring back I'm concerned with, so I think I'm happy just attacking in for 7 and forcing the block on Johhny. They're gonna potentially make me discard 2 cards and then go down to 2. And in the off chance that they have another Breach the Multiverse, I'm gonna keep back my counterspell, that Disdainful Stroke. So we're gonna discard Farewell and the Wandering Emperor here. And stay alive at 2 life right now. All right, Infernal Grasp coming in. I want to go into 12. Let's see if they've got it. Otherwise, ooh, a nice Disdainful Stroke coming in from our side here. Getting that counterspell off nicely and good. And now we just get to make a 1/1 Mirrex and attack the opponent's face. Siphon Insight's fine. I don't know if that last card's going to help him. It's only a land. Looks like we get to make the 1/1 Mirrex that'll save this game. We're going to decline that draw. And Pokin taking game 1. Alive at 3 life and 2 cards left. So going into game 2, it's going to be Duresses, Disdainful Strokes, Negates, and Chromehull Seed Sparks. Make those Incubate tokens, counteract their other spells, and take away some stuff from the hands. Let's get into game 2.
Oh, yeah.
Deadly Sins, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Amber Dragon Legion as a Dragon. I hope your Monday's going good, friend. And welcome, welcome. You're our first follower of the week. I am also going to keep this hand. A little bit of removal. Get some Incubate tokens and some card advantage rolling. Opponent taking a mulligan down to 6. Do love to see that. Also, our hand actually has 4. Oh, mulligan to 5. Oh, opponent. Oh, that's gonna not feel good. Ooh. Mulligan to 5. All right. Well, it makes me feel better about our hand. I have early interaction already, which is great. In terms of getting access to our colors, we're going to play in Deserted Beach first. I go Deserted Beach into Darkslick Shores. That gives me access to all my colors right away. And I already have a Make Disappear ready to go on their turn 3 play if they try to get anything. So let's just stop that Trespasser right now. And instead, it's out of here. And in our turn 3, we'll play in Mirrex into Chromehull Seed Spark and start the incubation train. All right, so they're going to go ahead and Infernal Grasp it already down to 19. 3 cards in hand, mind you. Let's just go ahead and play in another Seed Spark. Seed Shark. I'm going to get its name right one day. I will get this card's name right one day. Urtai Resurrected, sure. Main phasing, no less. To destroy my Seed Shark. So they are actively scared of this. Honestly, love to see it. I'm just happy to pass the turn here and then kick it over. Like with Urtai already in play, I kind of think I just take the Urtai damage here, go to 17, right? Because now I can just make a Mirrex token. We can make a 1/1, start the infection. Like that always feels good. Poke them in, get them to 18. I'm going to play an Otawara to get our 6th land, and we'll pass the turn here. All right, so only 2 cards in hand. They're going to attempt to put us to 14. I'm honestly happy to go for the Throne and Urtai here. We'll either draw out a counter spell and tap them out and be able to make a second bite, or they just have to accept it. Let's go ahead and make another Mirrex token, having 2 in, push them up to 3 toxic on our turn, and just work to get some value, right? Another Urtai. You know, it's a shame about that Urtai because I happen to have this Make Disappear in hand. So we're going to counter that, and we're going to set you to 3 toxic opponent. There's the concede. That's game 2, and there we go. Hey Dragons, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. It is always appreciated. Please remember to tap that subscribe button to stay up to date on all the new decks for the standard meta. And as always, keep believing. I'll catch you next time.